Hey everybody, welcome to Brothers Forge Gaming. You're hanging here with Easy, and we've got another challenge going for you today. That'll be on Spy Hunter for the NES. You know, I just really enjoy playing this game. I've been in a couple really cool Facebook groups lately. You know, one is kind of like a challenge group for our arcade and console games and stuff, so I'm going to really love participating in that. The other is just a fantastic group, Gamers United, past and present. It has been a lot of fun interacting with everybody there. So you know what? This video basically is for you guys. Going to represent. It may not look like it in the beginning here, but I am going to represent some Spy Hunter and get some pretty decent score. I'm also going to go over a little bit of a gamer's guide here for some of the people who don't know that much about this game. So you can see here in the beginning, while that clock is going down there, your timer clock, you can die an unlimited amount of times without ending the game. As soon as that clock ends, you go into basically what's called like the real game. Also, if you can get 10,000 points before that clock ends, you will receive a bonus guy, you know, so you can actually die once and continue to play, and then you will get another free guy every 30,000 points. You know, some of the other things you got to watch out for, if you do hear the noise when you're grinding on the side of the road, it can save you because the enemies can't go there, so you won't run into anything, but you also don't generate any score. So if you just ride the rails, you will actually, you know, not progress your score as fast as you could. The other thing is you got to watch and not shoot any of the pedestrian cars, because that will also stop your clock for a good, you know, 5 seconds or something like that. So you always want to keep that clock moving. That's basically your distance counter and your, you know, score counter. One of the other little tips is with the helicopter. You know, you can shoot it down with the missiles, obviously, but if you can kind of use the trucks to your advantage. So if you wait to go into a truck, I believe I try to do it as often as I can, but wait till you hear the sounds of that helicopter. As soon as you hear the helicopter coming, then go ahead and jump into that truck, and it'll actually bypass the helicopter for that one, you know, stage. It'll get him to go by, and he, you know, he won't come back for at least a few. You see here, he'll fly by, and he won't come right back. So that's one way to save your missiles and get that pesky helicopter off of the screen. You know, other than that, it's a lot about speed. I talk a lot about pace cars. You can see when you're driving, if you keep, especially in the beginning of the game, if you can keep an enemy behind you, you can, you know, go the same speed as him, and you won't get enemies coming from in front of you, because in some of these situations, only one bad car can be on the screen at a time. So, you know, it's like every time you progress, you'll either get the guys coming down, or if you can, you know, keep a guy on the screen like that, you can just basically go free until he gets eliminated, which is another really good tactic. The smoke, you can see the oil is probably one of the key things, because it is unlimited for using it to, you know, get rid of the guys that are behind you. Missiles are obviously very strategic for, you know, getting rid of the helicopter. Now the smoke is something, it's only like, oh, that was a rough one right there. That shouldn't have happened. But the smoke isn't one of the best of the items, unless you really plan on getting into the boat, which is not worth it if you're trying to go for like a high score run, because it's a really difficult part of the game. At least if you have the smoke, you can use it, I think, 2 times, maybe 3, but you can use it at least 2 times, but it just clears everything behind you. The reason I say that's not good for these missions is because if you randomly hit any of the pedestrian cars, the motorcycles, anything like that, once again, it'll stop your score. Now, I haven't really got to pay attention, because it's a pretty, you know, you're trying to go like fast. It's an intense paced game, so I can't tell all the time if you know, blowing up the helicopters, if doing all that stuff actually, maybe it did. I think I might have got 1,000 points there or something, but so you might get bonus points. I think you get a little notch if you shoot the cars in front of you, you know, the cars you can shoot. Obviously you can't shoot the armored cars, but there's a couple cars you can shoot, and you can blow up the helicopters. That's pretty much the only way to get points, and they're very minimal like that. The main way to get points is just driving in the game and going as far as you can. Now, you can make it a little easier on yourself. There are different tactics. You can, you know, just stick left, just stick right. You can go back and forth. But there are different scenes you will get in the game. You will progress to a snow level, which is actually kind of difficult because the traction is a little bit worse. And you can't see, like, some of the enemies kind of blend in, especially the cars with the spiky wheels and stuff. So that's actually a little difficult. There's also a few areas where the road just gets wider. I don't know what is going on right now. I don't know what just happened right there. I'm gonna have to, like, rewatch, so I don't know if that just, like, super glitched out or what. Hopefully everything's okay. But anyways, you have to get, you know, there's some speeds that you can see now once you get further in the game that cars will continuously come. Not just the one like I was talking about. You can get almost 2, sometimes 3 enemies on the screen, plus the helicopter chasing you down. And that ultimately is just when it gets, like, way, way beyond difficult. You start having to slow up a little bit, but, you know, you still, once again, you can't go too slow because there's certain guys that come from behind that will get you. So, you know, you gotta maintain the speeds, gotta maintain the pace. And there's, you know, there's little things like this. The helicopter will leave you alone if you can get him to drop, it's like 4 or 5 of his little bombs. And you can use it to, as you saw there, attack the other cars, kind of. If they run into one of the pits of the explosions, it will take them out. So, you know, winding it down here, I was happy to put up 100,000 points again. I think I did it faster, too. My original time, I think I did 100,000 points in 9:06. And I believe I did this in, it was 8 something, so like 8 minutes 40 seconds. So I was pretty impressed with that. Increased my time there, increased my overall high score, because last time I did this I instantly wiped for some reason right after I got to the 100,000 mark. But, you know, this one went pretty well. Once again, it's this snowy level. That's where it gets a little tough. And, you know, eventually it's going to get the best of me. But, you know, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some tips and strategies. Like, feel free to take this into the challenge. You know, go give it another shot. Maybe there was something you didn't know, about the game. But, you know, this was a pretty good run. So, you know, use it for what you can. Hope you enjoy watching. This has been Easy with Brothers Forge Gaming, and representing for, the challenges for our Facebook group. So, here we are. We'll catch you next time, and enjoy Spy Hunter. Brothers Forge.